Don't want to use a mouse. Yeah, I guess we'll use the mouse. Doesn't really tell me what buttons to press. Oh, there are lots of monsters here. Fairy sister, you can't get out of the bag. Oh, fairy sister. This is serious. No matter what, if we don't escape from here... But which way should we go? Maybe they will catch up, and we will be surrounded. Indeed. You are right, Rose. What we could do is... Ah, that's it! The magic book we found. Rose, do you still have it with you? Yes, I still have it. That is a very powerful magic book called the Thunder Book. Try reading it. Surely it will get rid of the monsters. Okay, I'll try. Look at her tail. 50 damage? Oh, shit. Alright. There's you guys too. Nice, one at a time. Yay, I did it. I did it, fairy sister. No, don't look, Rose. There's still some magic left from the book. Oh no! No idea. Alright, so, long and short of this game is that I have played this before for the Switch, never for the computer. Grabbed it for Steam a while back. Back when I played it on the Switch, it was kind of difficult to get into. It was before any of the DLC, and the English translations were even rougher. I actually really enjoyed this game because it had a certain amount of depth to it that was kind of deceptive at the surface. You'd start through and you'd play it normally, and things would seem impossibly difficult at later levels, but then you eventually kind of figure out, and it turns out that you actually want to level up the enemies and things like that. It had a lot of unique kind of ideas, so we'll go through this and we'll kind of see how it turns out here on the computer. And I don't know any of these key... There we go. Okay. I'm in the starting cave. Ow, wowie. Huh? Where is this? Hey, where is Fairy Sister? Fairy Sister, where are you? I'm right here, Rose. Quick, get your tail off me, please. Woo woo. Oh, I'm so sorry, Fairy Sister. Are you alright? Did I squish you anywhere? I'm okay, Rose. What's more is I can feel a slight breeze from within the cave. This must be connected to the ground. Anyways, there should be an S on that. Anyway, let's move forward and get out of here. Okay, I will try my best. As long as you are calm when you move forward, you will definitely be okay. Confirm each of your moves well. Try to be calm. Okay. I do not want... Hold on, how do I... Hell yeah. Let's not use the mouse. Okay, shit. System. Settings. Changes? No. That's confirm, I guess. That makes sense. It's the opposite of return. Initialize settings. Oh, duh, mouse arm. Okay, there we go. Bro. Maybe it won't update until after I'm out of here? No. I gotta press changes. Because settings which must need to reboot has been switched, you will now return to the title, okay? Okay, we're returning to the title screen now. The clouds part, and I press C to enter, apparently. The starting cave. Alright. Okay, we've seen this. Squish with my tail. Yep. Okay. Alright, now my screen isn't as cluttered. I have a little map on the left there. Let's see, I can move. Can I? Okay, if I press X, I can move pure diagonally. That's actually going to be useful. There are certain instances, and I can't move diagonally to a doorway like this. Top left corner are my steps. I'm limited to those per dungeon. So holding Z lets me look around. It's useful if I want to shoot things at range. Alright. Coming through. Oh shit. How do I attack? Press C to attack monsters. I punched him. Collected 7 damage. Let's move up. Let's punch this kid. Alright, let's punch this kid. Nice. So, one thing that's kind of not really explained in this game is this little brave meter up top, this little heart thing up here. The idea is that you gain these hearts whenever you attack enemies, but you can't be adjacent to a wall or any other kind of blocking terrain. So you see how these squares are lit up in this 3x3 grid around me? Basically, I get Brave from there. What you get when you hit someone and deal Brave, or gain Brave for hitting them, is it lowers your cooldowns. At higher Brave levels, you get some of your special effects can become active and so on like that. It'll make more sense to play through the game, but it's really not ever explained. I remember I more or less beat this game by the time I figured that out. Alright, so we're going to keep moving up. Moving to the next level here. Gotta move diagonally through that. Keep a little tutorial here. And you'll see the Brave, it isn't affected by the water. So you'll see the outlines here, although it's over water and I can't walk on that water. It's still counted as Brave. That's not true if I'm against this wall, for instance. I'm not lit up. Gotta get in the habit of this X business. One thing to note, too, is I can't use X to move diagonally through these blocking walls either. Hasn't really been any monsters here. Alright. Move up there so I don't get hit. It's going to be kind of obvious to a lot of people. Basically, if I were to move up right now, the blue slime would hit me. Like here, I'll show you. Move up, and he gets a free hit on me. I'm going to use this to aim diagonally. I also could have used Z, because you don't want to accidentally just press right or whatever. You want to make sure you're aiming at him. Press C to punch. Press C to punch again. So to avoid that situation I was in earlier where the monster would hit me as I approached, I would have wanted to waste one turn. I don't see any way to just waste a turn, so I guess I'll just punch to waste a turn. There'll be a button for it, but this game isn't very helpful in terms of giving keybind directions, I suppose. Alright, C to go downstairs, alright. Okay, I'm going to get some different items. Let's get the book, Thunder Book, Flame Potion, and Sleep Staff. How do I open my inventory? D? Nice. Alright, so I could use any of these items. This one does 50 damage to everyone in the room. I assume that's everyone in my line of sight. So even if they're in that hallway above me, for instance, I assume that would work. Flame Potion is infinite distance in front, so that's one of the uses I would use Z for to look. Sleep Staff is kind of the same thing. We'll see all of these things in action before long. Move up so that I don't get hit by this guy. Then I move up to punch, and then punch again, maxing out my Brave. Brave doesn't actually do anything for me at this point in the game because I don't actually need Brave for anything. Certain weapons and other stuff. Oh yeah, it says in the top left corner, yeah, if there are no walls, 8 squares within a rows of surroundings, you can activate Dragon Area. Dragon Area is what I was referring to as Brave. Basically, being in Dragon Area is what gives these Brave hearts. And you'll see that these are considered blocking terrain because I'm not in Dragon Area. Whereas here I am within Dragon Area. You would think that I would have understood this by the tutorial, and I'd like to think I'm a pretty smart guy, but it wasn't obvious to me what they were talking about when they were referring to Dragon Area and Brave, if the tutorial even existed when I first played this game. Honestly, I don't remember this tutorial at all. So yeah, if you press A when you're facing a monster, you can view their information. So for instance, if I hold A when looking at this, it says Magic Crystal. When destroyed, charge Fang skills by 5 and reduced the crystal only takes 1 damage. It almost implies that I'm only going to take 1 damage after I receive a buff, but that's not how it works. This thing always only receives 1 damage and has 3 HP, and this thing has 1 HP and I heal 50% of my HP when destroyed. It doesn't matter who destroys it. If anybody destroys it, it will heal. So if I lure an archer to shoot at it and kill it, it will heal me. Similarly, if I lure an archer into hitting this thing, it will restore my Fang skill. It's actually kind of funny, they don't show you what Fangs are, they just kind of expect you to like, yeah, there's your Dragon Area, and the Dragon Area will totally give you Fang skill recharge, and this crystal will give you Fang skill recharge, but you don't even know what they are. And by the time you know, you've forgotten this part of the tutorial. Worth noting too, before I move on, that these things, like this rock, this egg, and this thing, they don't actually interrupt Dragon Area. Just like this water, only blocking walls will interrupt Dragon Area. Use space to view my surroundings? Oh, cool, okay. So if I hold space and I look around, I can do that. Alright, not bad. Kind of strange that they would demonstrate a space bar with that, but alright. Let's continue on down here and see what's going on. Okay, we're going to confirm. Hell yeah, we completed the dungeon. Alright, back to the main storyline. Wait a minute, this isn't the ground? So you're going down. So where is this exactly? Well, I have no clue at all, but I don't sense any monsters, so it is probably safe. First, I like two things about this. One is I like her kind of like, what is this, like this teardrop sweat kind of thing, where it's like she's almost like embarrassed or nervous for being like called out, but she's not like, why would you know? This is new to you. And it's kind of funny that she's like, well, I don't sense any monster. Like, dude, there's a monster right there. Like, yeah, he's a story NPC or whatever, but you don't know that. You haven't even spoken to him. He might be ready to kill you. Yeah, I certainly don't sense any evil. This makes a bit more sense. You can maybe sense that he's not evil, but he's a monster. He's a ghost-looking monster. We can finally relax at last, right? Thank goodness. And I don't really understand these like semi-periods, but dots. Really, I didn't know what would happen to us back there. But we don't have time to rest here for a long time. If we don't find a way to return to the fairies' village... Dots. Speaking of which, where do we go to return home? Can we safely return home? These are questions. Rose, you mustn't be frightened. Only with a brave heart can you unleash the power of a dragon-newt. I guess in the storyline, she's a dragon-newt, and she's Fairy's sister. I know that. Because if we can find ourselves here, we can find ourselves back. Okay. So it's going to be just fine. I mean, it's not exactly how hashing functions typically work. You know, if you feel like you can easily get lost in a cave, much more easily than you can unget lost from a cave. But I agree. Maybe there's there's absolutely a way. For that, if we don't find a clue, I don't know why clue is highlighted, in this place, ... kind of cynical, like if we don't find a clue, we'll die. But, well then, let's do a little exploring. Okay, it's settled, as if there was really a discussion. Rose, please put me inside your bag. Okay. Ready. Departure! Yeah, departure! By the way, I feel like gaze. Well, is it just maybe it's that dude that's like right there? Yeah, bro. Yeah, I actually really like, just put me in your bag. It almost implies like it's going to be a storyline element. Like, yeah, she's in my bags right now. She's just kind of like the person that talks to me. She's not part of the game. Hey, fairies, sister. There seems to be someone. You're right. I don't know what is ahead. Let's pay attention to what that person is saying. Ho, ho, ho. Merry people haven't visited here in a long time. Welcome to Tree of Time. You're right. I don't know what is ahead. Let's pay attention to what that person is saying. What? The keeper is saying this. What? Excuse me, but who are you? Me? Let's see. Oh, right. I'm like the master of the tree here. Oh. What is your name? Well, I was called Keeper of the Tree long, long ago. I cannot remember anything else besides this name. So please call me Keeper. Though this name doesn't sound like a name. It's not a name. It's a title. You literally just said you were called the Keeper of the Tree. I see. Nice to meet you. I'm Rose. Please call me Fairy, bro. You gotta get some fucking names, people. Due to some reasons, I am not allowed to say... Oh, okay, never mind. I take it back. I should have led the next sentence for making a comment. Due to some reasons, she is not allowed to say her true name. I see. It seems to me that you have your difficulties. No, they... Well, I mean... Sure, they do. They're stuck in a tree, but that wasn't explicitly said in the last sentence. But I got it. Rose and Fairy. I have remembered your names. I have remembered your name too, sir. By the way, you said Tree of Time. Where is this place? Oh yeah, tell us. Then you may know the way back to the fairies' village. Well, I can't remember. He couldn't even remember his name. How would you expect him to know? What was it? I forgot. Oh my god. But I know how to get back. What? Didn't you just say you forgot how to get back? Really, with one L? That's true. Don't see two stairs there? Yeah, I guess. The one is called Dragon's Egg, and the other is called Dragon's Cradle. Dragon's Egg and Dragon's Cradle. There is a treasure in the deepest part of Dragon's Cradle. In the past, a young man left Dragon's treasure. Why isn't that green there? Dragon's treasure? That sounds amazing! Dragon's treasure? I have never heard of such a thing. Ho, ho, ho! With that treasure, you will be able to return to the ground. How do you know this, dude? You don't even know your name. That's great. Then let's head to Dragon's Cradle soon. Rose, slow down. Haste makes waste, so don't be too in a hurry. Dragon's Cradle swarms with strong and horrible monsters. Without any preparation, the road to treasure will definitely be extremely difficult. What? It'd be difficult. If so, then there are possibilities of being surrounded by a large number of monsters. Okay, I guess it makes sense that Fairy might say this, but he didn't say that. He said it'd be difficult. Like, there could be boulders or something. Oh, I kind of hate that. She's getting that sweat drop again, like she's, like, getting caught in a lie. I guess you need some practices. So I recommend you go to the other dungeon, Dragon's Egg, which wasn't green there for some reason. Firstly, you should go to Dragon's Egg and study various things. After that, you might want to go to Dragon's Cradle again. What do you mean again? You told me not to go. Please tell me, is Dragon's Egg safer than Dragon's Cradle? Bruh, literally just said, safe dungeon? There is no such thing in the world, but Dragon's Egg is the small dungeon, and there aren't many strong monsters. Oh, good. Then we'd better go to Dragon's Egg for practices. However, the fact remains that we should enter the dungeon. Well, yeah, it's the game wouldn't start otherwise. No matter whether crises are fatal or not, there is a high possibility to put Rose at risk. For a little time, it's better for us to think carefully. Fairy sister. Ho, ho, ho. That's nice. Sometimes being worried about yourselves is important. Think as much as you can, because nobody can decide on this except you. I don't know why they're kind of putting this big, like, I don't know, will they, won't they kind of thing. It's a game where there's literally only, like, 2 options here. All right, so our options here. Oh, gotcha. Wait, Rose, are you really going to enter the dungeon? Yes. If there is a way to go back ahead, I think we will have to be brave and take the challenge. To be honest, I'm also very, very scared. Okay, if that's the case, I'm going to make up my mind too. Fairy sister. Let's go, Rose. My wisdom with your courage. Okay, we're going back to the fairy's village together. Of course. All right, I feel full of courage, space exclamation point. I will move forward with courage, not space exclamation point. Let's go, Rose. Now, my courage is being tested. Okay, so this is Dragon's Cradle. I was going to explain this when I got interrupted by the dialogue. For Dragon's Cradle, 30 floors. There's a bunch of stuff that's unidentified. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of items that are unidentified when found. This thing, oh, hold on. Wait, Rose, are you really going to? Oh, okay, guys, I already had this conversation with you. Oh, they're gonna make me do it again when I go back to the Dragon's Cradle, aren't they? Okay, Dragon's Egg. It says recommended for beginners, bigger items, 10 floors, weapons, shields, staves. So 3 items types are unidentified, and there are no cursed items. Cursed being a state where you can't unequip the item. I think that's the only downside to cursed. If I were a brand new player, I would recommend doing this dungeon. It's obviously easier. There are fewer unidentified items. It doesn't go on as long. And you get to actually take items from this into the other one. And since I don't want to have to talk to Fairy again about Rose, I'm just going to do this one, and we'll get a basic idea of the game. It's fine. No worries. You are not destined to die yet. Keep facing challenges, and you will be able to accomplish your goals someday. Show me your courage. The beginning Dragonute Rose. Alright, now we get to actually start the game. We're doing it on basically easy mode. And, oh, shit. This is all kinds of new stuff now. Okay, this autosave. They're telling me how autosave works. I'm not going to explain it to you because hopefully you understand the concept of saving automatically. I'm going to kill this dude. Just take multiple hits. And we will grab this. Inventory. Items contained in the dungeon will be put in the item bag. If you want to use the items, open the thing and you use them. If you use them not planning, it will be troubling when you really need them. Okay, well I don't want it to be troubling when I really need them. I guess we will go down to the right. I find that it's easier to remember where I've been. We will get this guy's ass. I'm not, so if you notice I'm not actually getting brave for this because I'm standing against the wall. It doesn't actually matter right now because I don't have anything that's actually based on brave. Okay, I got a fang. Cool. When you defeat a monster, sometimes fangs will drop. Rose can turn the abilities of monsters, skills, and souls into her own power when she equips fangs. I'll explain fangs here then, in a way that isn't terrible. Let me get away from this wall for some reason. It just bothers me. So, basically, we're going to go to our item menu, and we're going to equip the Slime Aloe Fang. And you'll see that there are 2 things here. in terms of equipment, and then there's the possibility of sacrificing it or consuming it or something. So if we equip this, you'll see that there are several things offered here, three different pieces of information. One is that if this is offered, you gain +3 to your max HP. So my max HP is up here, it's 20. If I select this if I select this with offer, it will consume the item and give me +3 HP. How can I back out of this? I don't want to be in mouse mode anymore. Okay. And you'll also see that if I were to equip this, I will get this passive effect on your soul, and I will just gain 5 HP while it's equipped. You might say, well, why would I ever want to offer it when I could equip it for 2 extra HP? But you can only hold 3. You can only equip 3 fangs at a time. So if I already have 3 better ones, I'd rather offer it for +3 instead of just having it sit in my inventory rotting. And it will also give me a skill which will cover up to 50 HP. You can see this is like a graph of what cells are affected. It's only going to affect me obviously because it's a heal, but if it's a damaging ability, it would show me the attack radius or pattern. And charge means basically I need to attack enemies in brave state to gain charge. So it's basically a cooldown that you have to actually perform actions to get off cooldown. So hopefully that as an intro makes sense. For now we're going to equip it instead of offering it because we don't want to offer it. We're going to HP up one's power. So you see my HP is now 25, and this 10 means it's on cooldown effectively for 10 more turns or whatever, 10 charges. I'm not going to go downstairs yet. You'll see that each time I step, my counter up here moves. See? 476, 475, 473, and so on. If that hits 0, I lose. Going down the staircase will actually restore some. I think 150, if I recall correctly. And there's also some souls and some things like that that will give you more time, or even max time. Analysis book. Analysis book is useful for identifying unidentified items. So, oh shit, I didn't see him. Okay. And yep. The idea is we don't want to go too far in because we waste steps by going farther in. Same reason I try to go diagonal when possible, because obviously move diagonal, it only consumes 1 step. So for this, if I want to go up to that top right, I can step diagonally, which only takes 1 step in the top left corner, or I can go right then up, which takes 2. So obviously I try to move diagonal where possible in order to save on steps. There's nothing in this room, so I'm not going to bother walking into it more than that. My OCD, as well as certain game mechanics. Oh, by the way, monsters will respawn/spawn behind us in past levels. Oh, Rose, I leveled up. When leveling up, Rose stats increase: max HP, attack, arrow attack, and quiver. But notice her defense does not level up. So there's definitely a certain asymmetry in this game where obtaining better equipment, defensive equipment, is better in some ways than obtaining better offensive equipment. If I remember correctly, I might be making that up. But anyway, so when you beat the dungeon, you gain bonus points, I think, based on what percentage of maps you uncovered. So you notice that I never uncovered this part of the map over here. I would like to, just for my OCD and for that reason. So I'm just going to go that way on my way back to the staircase, although it is not the most optimal path to get back to the staircase. You'll notice that I'm at 288 steps when I go down. I should be at like 438 or whatever, because I think it gives plus 150. It might only be plus 50, which gives that. Oh yeah, 438, I was right. Okay, so we have dragon time. When it's above... Oh, right, I don't die automatically when it goes to 0. When it hits 0, I start taking damage when I move. And yes, it goes up by 150. Okay. So there are several sleeping monsters here. Obviously, my tactic here is I don't want to attack the sleeping ones first. I'd rather focus on fighting the one that's already willing to fight me. You can approach sleeping ones, and they'll often actually wake up on the approach. This one didn't. And notice how, because I'm in brave state dealing damage, this is coming off cooldown. So, see how he woke up as I approached him? So I'm at 6 now. When I punch him, I go down to 5. I'll punch him again. Sometimes it's actually beneficial to unequip your weapon and things like that in order to get more hits on a monster, because obviously if you one-shot the monster, you're not getting very much brave state. So I don't actually want to just approach this harpy directly because I will be on these squares, which means I won't be getting brave state. I'd rather go down here and then attack it in an area where I actually have brave state so I can get this on cooldown. Yeah, so this is more or less what I was explaining. The Fang require recharge value in the Brave state. You know, and like I said, this tutorial didn't exist when I first played this game. It's still, I don't think, super obvious, but you know, maybe it's for everyone else. And I kill this guy. You'll see this has this little dragon head icon on the far right, so you know that the skill is ready for use when I need to use it. I've got a Thunder book now. There's actually some really advanced tactics in this game that I won't really be going into here because I want to keep it simple in the kind of tutorial dungeon. Okay, so I found this unidentified item. Weapons shield can be equipped from the items menu, obtaining strong equipment, blah, blah, blah. Before you actually equip them, the content will not be available. So let me talk a little about this. So you'll see that I have this unknown weapon. Now, I could use this analysis book on it, which would identify it. You can also always equip an item to identify it. The risk is if the item is cursed, it will be forcibly kept on you, so you might not want to have a cursed weapon equipped. There are ways to remove a curse. For this, though, 2 reasons. One, I don't have a current weapon, so the downside risk of needing a curse isn't that big. And second of all, we already know from the early explanation that in this dungeon we can't get cursed items, so for that reason we will equip this without second thought. Okay, level 1 Cudgel. My attack goes from 9 to 13. It's literally the worst weapon in the entire game. 2-shot this Harpy. Nice. Got a Harpy's Fang, and we're going to undoubtedly use this. The skill is deal a bunch of damage in front of you and then jump 3 squares backwards, and you gain 1 defense with a C, the British defense. Let me get this mouse out here. We're going to put this. It's nice. I have an offensive Fang now as well as a healing Fang. Oh, that's nice. It's good to diversify. Just get my OCD there to make sure I identify the tiles. Okay, time to waste a bunch of steps to go all the way to the other side of the... I shouldn't have done it. I will be a little more cautious when I'm not beating on level 1 slimes with a level 1 cudgel, don't worry. So, let's see here. In this case, I actually should have gone down to the left here, so I would have gone in a brave state, but it's, like I said, it's level 1 items. What did I just pick up, actually? I didn't. Okay, these Thunder books are actually awesome. They deal a bunch of damage to everything in the room. Spirit Potion's a pretty good heal, and you can actually consume it to heal beyond your max HP. I think I'm just going to go ahead and actually use this. Might as well get that additional max HP. Makes sense to me because I have this heal that I'm pretty much never going to use, and I also have pretty good backup options like the Transparent Potion, which is more or less immune to damage. Monsters never just try to AoE you or anything out of stealth, so... Okay, well, this was stupid, so I'm going to have to get hit, but... Okay, hold on. There we go. Pressing the button. Okay. It seems that someone is there. Wow. Is that a new monster? No, it doesn't seem to be a new monster. How should I say this? That guy looks a little clumsy. Okay, first of all, I think this is a girl. Second of all, I don't see them anywhere in this game. And their name is Annalise, so I'm pretty sure it's not a guy. I did it. I found a new item. Time to use analysis book that I have brought with me. Oh, I cannot see the words clearly. Wait a minute. Where are my glasses? They're on your face. I can see the glasses. What should I do? Without my glasses, I cannot use analysis book on a new item. That lady over there. May I ask what's wrong? Huh? Well, I cannot find my glasses, though I do not know who you are, but can you help me? Well, whether you have your glasses or not is a matter of life and death. Rose, let's help her. Okay. Then, after a while... Oh, there it is. It seems that it was caught in a hat. Bro. You are really clumsy. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Annalise. That's not how your name is spelled. I am responsible for making magical tools in the church. I may look clumsy, but I am confident about my knowledge of items. Nice to meet you, Annalise. I am Rose. This is Fairy. But weren't you trying to use analysis book a while ago? Do you need analysis book if you are familiar with items? Space question mark. This is actually not as easy as it seems, Rose, because items change their shapes in the dungeon. You should definitely use analysis book, so you won't get harmed by dangerous items. That precaution is important. You seem to be an expert. Well, not much. Why are you teaching me then? I would like to ask you how to use items. Suddenly, a magical circle appeared under the feet of Anarese. Oh, what is this? Haha, I guess I stepped on something again. Can I take a look? The destination is written on this magic circle. Where is this headed for? What? Tree of Time. No way! Why is the tree transporting Anarese? By the way, will I be saved? I think it is probably safe. Your forwarding destination is undoubtedly safe. There is no monster, at least. That's good. Oh, so I guess I should prepare for it. Jesus. Please say hello when we meet again. I will inform you about various items. Anarese flew to the tree. Oh, a lot of strange things happen here. Surely, but we helped her out in the end, so that's good in terms of results, right? In the tree, Anarese will tell you about item. Who's even talking? Okay, so we have an idea here, and basically this is a blocking thing, so we can't get brave if we're standing here. What we'll do is we'll go down, we'll lure him back up, we'll hit him here, I'll be in brave. I'll get some points off Harpy. So down to the right, come with me, and you'll see, in a world of cudgel to the face. Okay, got another transparent potion, so we are tripping balls with backup plans. Transparent potions are basically just immunity potions, as I mentioned, so you don't have to worry too much about life when you've got a bunch of those. Okay, let's see. Pressing D for that. Let's get this unknown weapon on. Cudgel level 3. Alright. They obviously gain 1 attack per level, because we went from 14. Oops, went from 14 to 16. But I went from level 1 to level 3. Also, I know I said I've played this game before, but this was like 3 or 4 years ago. This is not where I have everything particularly memorized, especially not details like how much plus attack you gain on weapon level upgrades. Although I do remember that different weapons had different attack gains per level. If I really cared about this brave, I would have absolutely walked out here, moved diagonally, and attacked up. But I just don't. This is a beginner dungeon, so I know that I'm really not going to be under too much stress here as I go through this place. Picking up a hot fang slime. It's hot. Attack from the front 40, select Harpy, attack plus 2 by default, and you can offer for a permanent upgrade to attack. That isn't bad. And by permanent, by the way, it's on a dungeon by dungeon basis. This is a standard roguelike, so we're going to be dealing with basically game resets on each time we exit and re-enter the dungeon. Luring him back here to get the brave off. Makes sense I had to walk back here anyway, so it didn't actually waste time. I like to follow the always go left approach. So in this room I went left, and at the thing I turned left again. Makes it very easy to always remember where I came from, regardless of the fact that, you know, I actually have a dungeon, map here. I'll go and take the yes, I guess. You'll notice that on each hit, both of these went down by 1, so it's actually pretty important to make sure I get that effect, because I actually have multiple items to come off cooldown. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Alright, where are you guys at? Where's the partner? Oh, okay. It's not going to make for a very exciting dungeon if everywhere's just a swastika-shaped dead end. Okay. Rev her up. Okay. Alright. We're going to go up here. We're going to get a confirmed drop potion. Confirmed drop potions are actually very nice. What they do is they guarantee you that a monster that you kill will drop a fang. So max out fangs drop rate, no effect on characters that do not drop fangs. That'd be like rocks and shit like that. Those things don't drop fangs. How do I back out? D isn't working. Escape. Okay. New buttons. Alright. Okay. Oh, another drop potion. What if I do? Alright. So now we will get out of here. You'll notice that I'm actually starting to run a little low on time. Really not a big deal. If I were brand new to the game, I'd be a little more worried about that. Let's look at something cool. I didn't want to get into too many advanced kind of tactics at this point, but there is something we can do here that will be pretty fun. So I know that I like the Fang that you get from this guy. So we're going to open up items, and we're going to throw. So with a potion, you could drink, and it would do nothing if I drink, because I don't drop a Fang. But we can select to throw. Oh, sorry. We can select to throw it. So I throw it, and it says Kalapa will now 100% drop. So he's guaranteed to drop a Fang. You can actually see his little status will change sometimes to Fang 100% instead of the ZZZ because he's sleeping. The next thing we will do is we will take an item, and we'll take an item that I already have on, and we'll throw. This is a healing Fang, and I know he drops a healing Fang, but it's actually a better healing Fang, and I want the better healing Fang. And this is a bit of an advanced tactic that I'll go more into in the future. But if you hit an enemy with a Fang that is their level or higher, they will evolve. So this Fang I'm using is an Owl Slime Fang, but that doesn't matter. Its type is a 1-star. It's a level 1 monster. As long as I throw this into an enemy who is level 1 or lower, but there's nothing lower than 1, they will evolve by 1 stage. So if I throw a level 5 Fang at a level 1 enemy, they won't go up to level 5. They'll just go up to level 2. They move up 1 stage. This is a level 1 enemy. It's just something I happen to know. This is a level 1 Fang. So if I throw this Fang at this enemy, he will evolve to become a level 2 enemy, which means he'll be stronger, give more experience, and that can be a big thing in terms of getting early levels, as well as his Fang drop will be much better. And since I put a guaranteed drop on him, I'm going to get that better Fang. So let's take this Aloe Slime Fang, which I have equipped, but there's no reason to use it, and I'm going to throw it at this guy. You see it hit Kalapa. He leveled up into Lorelei. They still maintain that 100% drop rate, which is why I did this first, but they woke up in the evolution, which is why I threw it at them second. If I threw it at them first to level them up, when I threw the confirmed drop, they would move towards me, and so I'm actually buying myself more time. Now, this is a stronger monster now, so I need to make sure I kill it. So I'm going to use the Flame Potion, which will deal 100 damage. It's a little counterintuitive. You think you might throw it, but you actually drink it, and then you belch flame. So I dealt 100 damage, and that wasn't enough to actually kill this person. Dealt 9 damage. Oh, shit. Hold on. Too risky. I might be able to kill them. And in fact, actually, what I could do is I did 9 damage. If I hold A, you'll see they have 11 HP. So we're not going to take that risk. I won't kill them. We are going to use an item. We could right now actually use a Transparent Potion, which would work. We could also use a Thunder Book, which will deal 50 damage. These are generally better saved for killing a lot of enemies in the room. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the Transparent Potion here. So we're going to go like this. And we're going to attack them. And you'll see that attacking them does not pull me out of stealth. I gained 450 experience, and I went from level 4 to level 7 all at once. So that's part of the advanced kind of tactic. I gained a bunch of HP from doing that, and since I used the confirmed drop potion, I'm going to get a much better Fang. So I'll get the Lorelei Fang. Really good Fang. It's also 50 HP recovery like the other one, but it gives me regeneration state as well for 15 turns. You'll see it has a longer charge than the other one, and natural healing. So basically I just regen more HP when I walk around. Really good stuff. So we're going to equip this. Nice. You'll notice though that I still have to get it off cooldown, unlike the other one that had off cooldown. So I still have this Transparent Potion for a little while, but it comes off when you go to new level. I will move. So I'm pretty sure these guys actually get to move twice per turn, but they do not get to attack if they already moved, if I'm remembering that correctly. So let's go. Oh, there's water there. I suppose let's go down. Oh, they do actually get to attack immediately. So we are going to take this guy out first. They don't get to attack twice, but they get to move twice, which means they attack them once. Okay, we have an unknown weapon again. Let's check out what this is. Cudgel level 5. It's actually pretty good luck. At least the way I remember it being, you would have really garbage weapons, pretty much always. He will move twice, so let's slash so that he comes into our attacking range without getting hit. Dragon Time Book. This will give us like 200 Dragon Time seconds. I could use it right now, but I'm not near full inventory, so I can always save it for later. We'll worry about that later. Alright. So... Yo, not cool. So although you can't walk like this... Oh, you also can't... Oh, shit. You also can't attack like this, so I have to walk into her like this. And I have to press down before I press C. Sorry, these controls aren't what I'm used to. Let's go up here. Okay. Easy enough. I really want to be in more situations to get my fangs off cooldown. Rose? Okay, Ruby Staff. Sometimes you'll find items with unknown effects on identified items. Under the circumstances, you won't know how the effects work. You can use an analysis book. For boxes, you can put items into them that there's a chance that they will identify. Because basically some boxes will immediately do something the moment you put an item in. In those cases, it will identify the item due to the action. In other cases, you'll actually have no idea. For staves, you have to use them on monsters. And like it says, once you identify it, so if you encounter the same staff in the future, or the same box in the future, you'll immediately know. It can be dangerous to just try using a staff on a monster that you have no idea, because it might buff the monster or even level up the monster. So typically you want an answer before you go around just try testing out like items like staves on monsters willy-nilly. I mean, I have transparent potions and stuff like that, so I could afford to test it out, and I probably will. When there are no... Yeah, they talk about Dragon's Area and Bravian. You would think, like, yeah, they're really beating us over the head with it, but if you're playing this for the first time, almost none of this really makes sense. Like, I guess this... If I saw this now, I'd probably have understood, but like I said, there was no tutorial originally. Here, I really care about getting the Brave. I want my Lorelei Fang to go off cooldown, so I'm going to walk up one to get to Brave State, and I'll take the hit. It's fine. It's worth it to get left there. It's worth it to get into Brave State to get those points towards Lorelei Fang. This is like an archer, so if they see me at range, they will shoot at me. But it's also important to me right now to get as much time off my fangs as possible, so I'm going to go out of my way to lure people to Brave State. Recovery Potion will heal my HP by like 50 or something like that, or 25, 20, something like that, I think. Let's see what we've got here. This is the guy that evolves into Lorelei. So, okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead. We've got a shield now, finally, and we'll go ahead and we'll equip the shield. Iron Shield, level 1. Not the worst shield in the game. Like, it's like the second worst shield in the game. It's an above average armor shield compared to the wood shield, which is the worst. Alright, Vic. He's gonna ambush me. OCD right there. It just pains me. Watching my dragon time go down because I'm gonna be OCD about it. Bro, you can't just... Because I'm going to be OCD to make sure I cover all these squares. Yep. Satisfaction, though. Rose, when dragon times become 0, it will be a crisis. Yeah, so basically I take damage in every step. There's other ways, like Mochi-type fangs, to recover dragon time when you go down more floors. There's other stuff like that. I'm not too worried about that right now. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at her. She's getting all sassy with me, shooting me from a mile away. I haven't gotten a single arrow, and you'll see there's a little arrow here. And there's a way to shoot arrows, too, if I were to get some. And I'm sure the game will tell me what the keybind is, because I don't actually know. But I haven't gotten a single arrow yet. Oh, whoa. This map looks different than I'm used to. It's like Christmassy or something almost. That's a remarkable technique for a monster. Too bad I have seen that technique already. Oh, I know more about monsters than anyone else. Don't think that I'll fall for the same move. Whoa, what happened? Oh, I pressed Z, apparently. Okay, well, shit. Hey, little girl, I didn't hear you clearly. What did you say about me a while ago? Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea. I accidentally skipped through that part. It might not be possible, but did you say cool when you saw me? Maybe. Yes, it's cool to manipulate flames. That's pretty cool. Ha ha ha! Okay, from now on, you are my disciple. What? Oh, really? Sugoi, can I manipulate flames like you too? Of course! You can definitely arrive at this point. Yatta! However, there is a process for this. It'll be a long time before I teach you how to manipulate fire. First of all, let's start with the enemies you fight. I will teach you anything about them. In other words, you can teach me about monsters. Exactly. If you don't understand your opponent, even a super move is useless. I see. Please teach me, teacher. What he is saying sounds decent, but why is there an uncomfortable feeling? It's almost like it's foreshadowing some kind of betrayal. It doesn't happen. Okay, first of all, what? A magic circle appeared under the feet of Ammon. This is just like with Anarese. I see. My disciple, I will wait for you in the place of training. I will prepare knowledge that is beneficial. Well, better than knowledge that is detrimental. Ammon flew to the tree. Yatta! I have to work hard. Well, I wish Rose would not want to turn into him. In the tree, Ammon will teach us about monsters. Thanks, question mark. So basically, each of these people that I'm meeting are kind of like tutorial NPCs that, on one hand, you might think would just be in the game ahead of time because you'd want to just go and read up on them. On the other hand, you might think that it'd be overwhelming. Who really wants to talk to a bunch of NPCs anyway? I sure don't, so we'll see maybe a little bit later if they have to say anything interesting. For now, I'm going to get into a brave square so I can pound this chicken, this cockatrice. Picking up analysis books left and right. You might wonder why I didn't use the analysis book on the staff, by the way, and the answer is because staves are fairly reasonable to use to identify. Boxes are much harder, so I tend to save my analysis books for boxes or if my inventory is getting full. Especially when, remember I said earlier, staves can have really bad negative consequences if used on enemies, but on the other hand, if you have an appropriate answer to them, like, for instance, if you have transparent potions, where you can handle it no matter how bad your luck is, in that case, then it's not such a big deal to just use them in actual testing. This is a guy that I wouldn't mind testing the staff on. You might wonder why I didn't test anybody else. And basically, the answer is if this guy ends up leveling up, he actually has, he's not going to be too powerful, and he has a decent fang. So this is a monster that's not bad to test out the staff on. Blunt staff. So basically what Blunt does is that he will only get to move one time for each 2 moves that I get. So he only gets to move once every other turn. You could really cheese with this. You'll see he woke up right there. So I don't think that counted. I think that did count. Let me see. That did not count. I don't know. Let's try walking away. Then we'll swing once. Okay, see how he moved? And now I get to slash. I didn't get to show you now. Basically, he only gets to move once every other turn. So I would have slashed, he would have done nothing, and then I could have walked away. And he would have followed me, and then I could have slashed, he would have done nothing, and you can kind of kite like that a little bit. I actually really like the Warrior Goblin Fang. Would have been a nice Fang to have gotten there. If he hadn't ambushed me like that and I had some distance between us, I may have used confirmed drop potion on him after leveling him up if at all possible. There is not much dragon time left. Pearl Staff. Okay. So to clarify one thing, because it's not made entirely obvious, this is a blunt staff. It was previously the ruby staff. You might say like, oh, did I have it memorized that it was ruby? Well, yes, but if this were ruby again, would it say ruby? No, it would have said blunt staff. So the fact that now I know in this run that the ruby staff is the blunt staff, anytime I find a ruby staff, I will know it's a blunt. Like the game will show it to me as a blunt staff, but it will show it with a question mark for the charges. You only know the exact number of charges if you use the analysis book, which is a pro of using the analysis book and that. For the pearl staff, I actually don't know what this is. So we know at the very least it's not a blunt staff. That's what we know. All right. Rose? Okay. So you see, every time I take a step now, I actually lose a bit of HP. Not that big of a deal. And you might say, why don't I just use my Dragon Time book? And the answer is because there's not really a strong need yet. I can actually afford to take a bit of HP because look, as I take steps now, I regen time back. Please master arrow shooting. Okay. The arrows obtained in the dungeon are put in the quiver set the HP bar when pressing B. Okay, B for bow. I can shoot arrows. The shooting range is limitless. Interesting. Attack monster from a far distance. If you equip Fang of Arrow Elf, you'll obtain 3 arrows every time you go from it. There's also several other Fangs that increase arrow power, as well as various Fangs that increase like arrow pierce and stuff like that. I always thought maybe an arrow, a ranger playthrough could be really interesting. I've never tried it before. Maybe I'll actually try that. Anyway. You'll see each time I take a step, my HP up here is actually generating quite a bit, and that's because of this Lorelei thing over here. Remember, the passive doubles my passive HP regeneration. So I'm already back to full HP. So that's basically why I didn't immediately use my Dragon Time book, because I know I'm going to regenerate it pretty quickly. I really want to get this Lorelei thing off cooldown, so I'm going to take the swing. Confusion Potion. When I was new, I saw potions like this, like, become confused. It's like, why the hell would I ever want to just... Great, is there any upside to being confused? And there isn't. Whenever you're confused, every time you try to move, you might move in the wrong direction. The answer is you can throw it, and by throwing it, enemies will be confused. Alright, so let's see here. Whoops. Pressing the button again. Oh yeah, be a little bit of a tanky boy, that way I can get more of my Fang off cooldown. And see how I just regen that HP so fast? Lorelei Fang. Alright, not much dragon time left. Weapons Craftsman Book. So Weapon Craftsman Book are one of the main lures of actually doing the dungeon repeatedly if you're having struggles. What you can do is this levels up your equip weapon by 1. What you can actually do is use this to level up weapons, and then with certain boxes you can send those weapons back to the tree, so that with future attempts you actually start with a higher level weapon. And by doing so you kind of maintain consistent progress across. So I'll kind of give a demonstration of how that works. For this, I want to get to a square where I actually have Brave, so let's go here first where I can kill this guy. Oh man, I thought I was going to one-shot him. Rev her up, and then kill that guy. Alright, wait a minute. Sorry. Analysis book. Taking a decent chunk of damage here. I'm on level 9, the next level is level 10. I don't want to enter the next level. The next level I know is going to be boss level. Let's just go ahead and use this Dragon Time book. Before I use it right away, though, why don't we just take some more damage? Because I will heal that damage passively as I walk. So that's enough damage. Now when I use the Dragon Time book, it's like I got all those steps for free. So now instead of me at 280, I'm at 300, or 299. And now when I walk, see how I've regened HP? So it's like I got those steps for free by delaying. I actually could have taken a lot more. I didn't realize how fast I would regen the HP. Stay as it is. Okay. I want to regen my HP before I go down the steps. Stay as it is. There's some way to look under your feet. I don't know how to, though. Proceed. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. Sorry, I thought we were on floor 9 there. I guess we're on the floor 8. Okay, when there's a 2 in the descriptions of it, okay, basically, if I get a weapon like this later, you'll see how there's a 2 heart here. It basically means it'll trigger if I have 2 brave like this. Again, I'm being kind of made to look like an asshole by saying there's no tutorial in this game, especially now they're blasting with the tutorial every 5 minutes and tutorial NPCs, but I promise originally I had to figure out all this out by myself, and there was a lot of stuff that really is not intuitive whatsoever in this game. Crystal Staff's another type of staff that I don't know what it does. Since this guy's asleep anyway, why don't we just go ahead and test out what some of these staves do. Okay, it's a paralysis staff. Paralysis in this game lasts forever, to my knowledge, except against bosses. It will last forever and until you deal damage, so it's good to just... It's like a crowd control ability. And Crystal Staff? Okay, so I swap places. Interesting. There's nowhere I can go to restore... Well, it doesn't actually matter if I'm in Brave State or not, because all my things are fully recharged. Great, poisoned. Status conditions. So there's poison, you'll see here, like confusion. If I press right, I might go some other direction. Poison, I take damage on per step, and I don't actually get any HP regen from natural sources. And sleeping is one of the worst. Lasts for some unknown amount of turns. It's like Pokemon, where you'll just be asleep for a while and monsters will kick your ass and you'll just eat shit and die sometimes for roll. I started the confusion potion. My bags are full. I probably want to get rid of something, so this, I will throw this to deal damage. Nice. That actually dealt 25. That's like way more damage than I'm used to throwing weapons dealing. I'm used to throwing weapons dealing like no damage. And you'll see how quickly I regen my HP back now that I'm not poisoned anymore. Before my OCD bothers me, let's just go ahead and get that identified on the map. Rose returned to normal. Thanks, Rose. Get that identified on the map. Hopefully this goes in a big circle so I don't have to actually backtrack at all. Alright. Arrows, that's nice. I haven't shown how arrows work yet. I was thinking maybe I wanted to confirm drop here, but I don't. Valkyries have a pretty interesting thing. It deals damage, and if you throw it at guys, it gives confirmed drop. Or there's 7 drops, but... Wrap her up! Whoop. Alright, so I have a bunch of dragon time. I fully explored the level. Let's go down to the next floor. Ancient Dragon. Looks like a little baby, man, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, fairy sister, what a big dragon there is. This is serious. I'm sure he is very strong. We'd better run away at once. Grah, dot dot dot. Wait, fairy sister, he've already noticed us. And he, so she's referring to the Lord. He is talking to me. Well, he is saying, welcome to my place, my dear. It's kind of predatory. He looks very, very glad. I don't know him, but he looks like to know me. By any chance, doesn't he have any hostility? Grah! Oh my god! Fairy sister, he intends to fight us! I thought he was your friend. What the hell? He's saying, defeat me and ignite your brave soul. He means it. No way! Listen, me! Let's talk over. We don't have to do such a fighting. Oh man. Listen, me! Grah! Well, that was new. Eek! Oh, it seems we can't settle a matter peacefully. That's unfortunate. Then we're just going to fight him. Okay. Don't have any other choice. Let's resort to violence. Rose, this dragon is strong with no doubt, but we can do it. Let's ride out this crisis no matter what. I see. Fairy sister, please assist me with your knowledges. Of course. I'm always beside you. Now, Mr. Dragon, get ready. Show you our courage and wisdom. Yes, show you it. Okay, hold on. I can hold spacebar and look around. So I've got a little devil guy over there. This egg could come in handy. I could shoot that later to heal up. Let's see what else. I've got an egg directly to my right. Super come in handy to heal up. I might want to just... Okay, I want to move one tile to the left, in fact, because I can shoot up to heal, as well as shoot to the right to heal. Everywhere else is inferior for this. The place I'm at now is good for getting soul or brave. The books and everything like that are kind of whatever. I already have like a full inventory of garbage. Better off to just have what I have. So for now, though, let's double check. Yeah, let's kick this guy's ass with arrows. This is also a good way of... Whoa, 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 whoa. You shot some shit at me, dog. Alright. Well, I don't want to be on the screen with him. Let's go here. And let's... kick this guy's ass. Just trying to look around if I have anything that would be appropriate for this. In fact, you know what would be possibly good for this is... Well, you might think the Thunderbook would be good for this to deal damage, but I'm afraid that would detonate the egg, so I don't remember if it has some kind of like reasonable range limit. We're probably fine how we are. We're just gonna kick ass. Like, look, what you can do here is we can go into items. We can hit this guy with a blunt staff. That'll just kick his ass. And then we can go ahead and I'm just going to swing at him. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to one-shot this dude. He has 35 HP. I'm using A to do this. So I'm going to go to... I think there's some way to just use these skills directly. But so I'm going to use attack in the front for 40 damage. One-shot this guy for sure. Okay, so I've got a thing to my right there. He only attacks once every 2. It's 20 damage when he does that, so I really can't care too much about that. That's right, I need some shit. Rev her up! Gayu! She showed me her courage. We did it! We defeated the dragon. Rose, you're amazing. I feel his power have been almost exhausted. It won't be possible for him to fight for some time. Rah. What? Oh, thank you too. Rose, what's up? Let me see. First, Heave said, well done. Congratulations. This is a really interesting language. This is broad. It means a lot of stuff. And then Heave said, I always welcome you any times. At that time, I give you training battle as today. It looks wonder. Why does he do such a thing? And I'm sorry, my headset is beeping at me, so I have to... There we go. Sorry, I don't know. Just my guess, but it might have been that Dad or Grandpa asked him to do that? No way. I know most of your family's minions, but I've never seen such a dragon. Minions? The hell? I got it. Well then, doesn't he come from the future world? What the hell? Oh, Rose, I'm speechless. You read too much fantasies, don't you? Oh, my bad. Sorry. By the way, I feel the existence of Tree of Time. It might be the exit is going to appear. Really? Then we must have grown up enough. It's okay to challenge to go Dragon's Cradle, isn't it? Sure. We should be able to find a way to our home. We also have useful items which we found in this dungeon. These items must help us to explore Dragon's Cradle. Okay, I'm feeling my courage is ignited. Fairy sister, let's do our best. Okay, Rose. Okay. Hidden stairs have appeared. Let's just kick some ass. Didn't have to do it, but I want to show that I could shoot an arrow over here to kill this thing. Heal up. So I could have done it straight up love too, but I really can't. Antidote potion, kind of garbage, so I'm not really sure if I care about that. I really just don't care about that. It's probably better than like level 3 cudgel. I don't even know. I don't even know if that's true. More of those. Dragon Time book is definitely worth it. So I can actually select this. I can press exchange and exchange it directly with the cudgel, so you can make that trade off in one turn. Similarly, we can... Well, let's just see what this is. We'll exchange it with the transparent potion. We will equip this item. Dragon's Big Sword, definitely better than the garbage I had. My attack falls, but Dragon's Big Sword has a special effect. So Cudgel level 5 has no special ability. Dragon's Big Sword is, if I have Brave of 2, the normal attack, so just pressing C, hits a three-dimensional forward, a three-directional forward arc. Much better. So I will just go ahead and exchange this thing now with the Cudgel. And Anesthetic Potion. This makes monsters fall asleep if I recall correctly. Fairly decent, so I can go ahead. Which of these do I care the least about? Probably the Confusion Potion. You might think that I don't care about these analysis books, but I want them for the future because they can be decent. So I will go ahead. I will exchange this for the Confusion Potion, and I will proceed. Dungeon clear! Reminds me of Snowboard Kids 2. Rose has survived the 10F of the Dragon's Egg. So to see the stage completion, that's what I was talking about earlier, how I prefer to be OCD about it, so I make sure that this is 100% instead of like 98% or whatever. I got to level 11, certain amount of points. My score is 31,000 stuffs. Got some garbage equipment. 2,000 turns in 45 minutes, so that's probably about as long as I'm going to be going from here. But we will go back to the tree now. One last thing kind of worth talking about here is in the system we can go to our database and it shows a monster database of any monster we actually got the fang of. You see how I got the Aloe Slime fang but not these? Remember I told you that Aloe Slime, for instance, is a first evolution monster. It's a 1-star. If I back out of here, previous next escape. This would be the level 2 version of Aloe Slime, and this would be like the level 2 version of Harpy. Most monsters have 3 phases, but some have up to 5. How do I... Nexus X. You'll see that there's Hot Slime. So here we have Lorelei, and like this was actually the level 2 of Klappa. This was level 1. This is level 3, and I think this is actually level 4. But you'll see for Lorelei, you'll see it's crab type with 2 stars, which is hot ass crab. But it's a 2-star crab. If you were to hit her with a 2-star fang of some other type, she'd actually have a 3-star crab. Generally speaking, fangs just get better, but they're the same type. So if I go to info switching, which is Z, this is her fang information. If I had a level 3 crab, it's probably like 100 HP recovery, maybe a longer regen state, and like 150% natural healing. But yeah, so this is a good way of keeping track of what fangs you like and everything like that. And with that said, where are these people? This guy, if ever curious, he will explain some monster stuff, but I don't really care about that. And she will explain how items work. Not really a big deal there. And then finally, wait, what does this mirror do? Oh. Well, I guess this is what I'm doing now. Wait, is her horn like a... Her horn's like a hat now instead of... Oh, well, okay, whatever. This is new. Probably some DLC. Pay us money for shit. And then finally, this is called the warehouse. And the idea with the warehouse is that you could actually store things here for the future. And this won't really make sense now. So I won't worry too much about explaining it. But for now, let's go ahead and put the Weapons Craftsman book here. You might say, why don't I use that? And basically the answer is, in the future I can get items that will duplicate items, and I could just continuously duplicate previous Craftsman book to just power up an item to extremely high levels. The rest of these I could actually just keep. None of them are so great that I feel like I want to keep them long term. I will re-equip my Dragon Sword, and I will re-equip my Iron Shield. I will re-equip my Fangs. I think this actually carries over into the dungeon, so I'm just going to go ahead and get them all equipped now for the next time I play. So I have all of my Fangs equipped, and it looks like I'm going downstairs. And I'm coming out from downstairs too. Okay. But next time we will begin the journey of entering the Dragon's Cradle, where weapons, shields, staves, and boxes will all be unidentified. Oh, and there'll be gold waiting for us as well.